What's going on, guys? Welcome. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. It is officially Black Friday. That's right. Well, Black Friday may be over unless you're one of those people that is still riding that sales wave all the way into Cyber Monday. And if you have, congratulations, you still got a few more days of sales to get. I did all of my shopping online, so I'm good. I didn't have to go and see anyone in any stores or witness any displays of mass purchasing that was going to just disgust me. But yeah, happy Black Friday. Happy late Thanksgiving. I was going to send out a message yesterday or a live stream or something, and that never happened because I'm a busy person, and my holidays at this time of the year are extremely busy. They're not just busy. They're like 4 times as busy as the average person's holiday. And let me explain, because I don't just celebrate one Thanksgiving and one Christmas. I celebrate multiple Thanksgivings and multiple Christmases and it's not just a greedy American thing. It's a family thing, right? One family is nearby, so we celebrate Thanksgiving, and then a few days later, we travel to go visit the other family where we celebrate Thanksgiving again. And then a month later, we do it 2 more times for Christmas. We do Christmas with relatives that are close by, and then we do Christmas with relatives that are, where we have to travel. So it's like this time of year, November and December, busiest times of my life. And it doesn't look like it's going to ease up anytime soon. Don't know how I stepped into this, but I wish somebody would have let me off the train a long time ago. Nevertheless, it is what it is. Thanksgiving, I have yet another one to look forward to. For me, Thanksgiving isn't over with. Thanksgiving Day is over with, but there's still one more round of feasting and celebration, right? And there's kind of this thing. I don't know if I'm the only person that has to deal with it or not, or if this is something that other people have to deal with. But when it comes to the holidays, right? When it comes to sitting down and having the holiday meal, just the meal portion, I feel like there's like some sort of weird performance anxiety, where I have to eat what everyone has brought. There are some amazing cooks in my family, and they have specialty dishes that only they make during the holidays, desserts that they make during the holidays. And I feel this obligation that I need to sample at least a little bit of all of them, right? And I don't want to let anybody down. So when someone comes up to me and they're like, "Did you try this particular dish?" I can look them straight in the eye and be like, "Yes, I did try the dish. It was so good. Oh, yum, yum, nom, nom." But then days after, I regret life because I didn't know when to put the brakes on. I know I can't be the only person this happens to, obviously. But I wish that Thanksgiving wasn't just an American holiday. At this point, I feel like Thanksgiving needs to ascend to an international holiday, like Christmas. Christmas is an international holiday. There are countries around the world that celebrate Christmas. I think Thanksgiving needs to be shared with the world instead of just being a holiday where a group of people 1,000 years ago decided not to kill another group of people to sit down and be friends and have a meal together. I feel like there are other places in the world where they could celebrate something and be thankful for it, So there. Congratulations, world. I bestow upon you. I bestow upon you Thanksgiving. Let's make it an international holiday. Buy me gifts. No, wait, don't. I don't want gifts for Thanksgiving because just be another reason for me to have to go and try to find a card. And that's the one thing that I don't think the card companies have latched onto yet. At least that I'm aware of. That I have yet to get a card in the mail that says Happy Thanksgiving. So until the card companies have latched onto it, maybe it's not an official holiday or something. I don't know. But that's the last thing I want, is to have to go hunt down yet another reason to go find cards and gifts for people that probably don't deserve it. Anyway, I'm rambling. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. If you had a Thanksgiving, you celebrated it. I hope that it was a good one. And if you did any traveling, that you're safe and all of that stuff. Welcome to the podcast. This is probably my 1,000th attempt to bring the podcast back for various reasons, doing various formats, what have you. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to talk about stuff that I want to talk about, whether it's valid, invalid, pop culture related or not, cringeworthy. I think we should just talk about stuff. So I want to talk about, of all things, I'm going to segue from Thanksgiving. I'm going to segue right into anime, because that's what I was going to talk about today, was anime. But it just so happened all of the preparation for this podcast episode landed right on Thanksgiving Day. So yeah, see if I can somehow edit that segue together. Thanksgiving to anime. You know, that would actually be kind of cool. I would love to see a Thanksgiving themed anime. I don't know that one exists. Does there exist? Let me see. Let me just do a quick search here. Is there an Thanksgiving anime? Apparently not. There's some fan art, but I don't think that necessarily qualifies. Here's something. 10 anime perfect for Thanksgiving. And the site can't be reached because of my VPN. Oh, congratulations to me. 7 best anime to binge this Thanksgiving. Oh, here we go. Of course. Everyone's favorite. Food Wars. Today's menu for the Emiya family. Bed and breakfast for spirits. Sweetness. It's just food anime. That's not Thanksgiving. I know that. Attack on Titan. What? How's that? Okay, I'm confused. Are they being thankful that they didn't get devoured by titans? I mean, I guess we could be thankful that turkeys haven't evolved into some sort of giant dinosaur-sized animals that devour us, and then, you know, can you imagine if that was the reason we truly celebrated Thanksgiving? Was not because of the whole let's sit down and make friends thing from long ago with the pioneers or the settlers, but because historically we survived giant turkey dinosaurs that ate us. And so now we eat the turkeys and we celebrate Thanksgiving. We're thankful that the tides have turned. I don't know. I feel like I'm being sacrilegious talking about this. Let's move on. So no, there's no such thing as a Thanksgiving anime. It would be kind of funny if there was, and I would be in support of it, but no, there's not. So no. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Like I said, it just sort of coincided with Thanksgiving, and thought I would give a shout out to the holiday and people who are going to celebrate that holiday. Here's your shout out. Anime. No, there's no anime for Thanksgiving, but I guess there's anime that you can watch for Thanksgiving that has stuff to do with food. And you know, I've actually experienced some Thanksgivings where we didn't eat traditional Thanksgiving foods like turkey and ham and stuffing and or dressing and gravy, you know, where we kind of shook it up a little bit, because again, it wasn't necessarily about the food. It was supposed to be about the giving thanks. What are we thankful for? And, you know, as a YouTuber who has become quite cynical over the years, I think it's easy to lose track of things that I'm probably really deeply grateful for. And I know one of the things that, if I could say things that I'm grateful for, I would be grateful for everyone that has supported my channel, all of the fans, all of the people who come by, even if they watch for 60 seconds and they go, ew, what is that? It's a Catgirl with a dude voice. Oh, and they leave. I'm still grateful for that. So I'm grateful for you. You know who you are, coming to my channel and leaving after 60 seconds and giving me a thumbs down. I'm even grateful for the thumbs down because that's interaction on my video and I need as much of that as possible. So shower me with as many thumbs downs as you want. But yes, I'm definitely thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful that I have, that I am able to celebrate Thanksgiving. And, yeah, so, but it doesn't have to be about the food. It's about, I guess, being truly thankful. And I think deep down, we all have something we can be thankful for, even if it's something as simple as just being able to breathe, which my sinuses are still a little stuffy, as you can maybe hear, but I am like 99% well, and I am so glad I'm feeling better. This has been one long bout of colds, and I think I got like the super flu. I think I caught the super flu. I'm not gonna lie. I think I caught like the super corona flu 20 or something. I don't know. It was weird. But anyway, anime. Yeah, we're gonna talk about anime. There's no Thanksgiving anime, but I still want to talk about anime, even on the channel. After all these years, after all of these attempts, me and anime have a really dark history lately. I've gone around and round and round, and I've told this story probably a bagillion times, billions and billions of times. I probably told this story about my falling out with making anime content. I've covered this topic to the point that I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But needless to say, I was going through my subscriptions feeds on YouTube. You know, the subscriptions feed, we all have one. It's probably how you got recommended this video. If you hit the bell icon and were notified. Did you hit the bell icon? I hope you did. Anyway, so I was going through my subscription feed. Rather than letting YouTube curate what was on the homepage for me, I clicked the link, went to my subscriptions feed, and I brought up all of the people whose videos I haven't watched yet. And somewhere in there was Joey the Anime Man. And I'm like, okay, I haven't watched Joey the Anime Man in a long time. Let's catch up on some of this. Let's do this. So there's not very many anime channels, dedicated anime channels that I'm actively subscribed to anymore. Most of the dedicated anime channels have gone off to doing reaction stuff or let's watches. They've just sort of, I don't want to say evolved because I don't consider it an evolution of their channel. I consider it like steps backwards because they're not actively talking about current anime. They're just sort of talking at anime and they're not really making a point. But one particular video from Joey the Anime Man caught my eye, and it was, am I officially done making anime content? And it struck a chord with me because I have said on record multiple times that I am finished making anime content, that there's not going to be any anime content on the channel anymore. But who am I kidding? I say that, and then I go and I make that stupid video, why is Funimation still a thing, right? And it's technically about anime, but it's technically not about anime, right? It's about anime streaming company. And that video has got like, I don't know, several thousand views. And it's like, well, god dang, should I start making videos talking about anime again? I'm getting some mixed signals here. I talk about anime, nobody wants to hear about it. When I talk about Funimation, people are chomping at the bit to hear about that. So I'm like, nah, I'm done. No more anime. I don't want to talk about anime anymore. I'm officially over with. I remind myself, I have to wake up, look myself in the mirror, and remind myself, no, be strong. Don't talk about anime. This is not an anime channel anymore. You're a gamer, dang it. You are a video game streamer. You stream video games for a living now. You're Catgirl person thing. You're not a Vtuber. And then I get the wild idea to make a video talking about manga. So I say I'm over anime, but then I fall right back into its evil, heinous clutches. And so I wanted to know if the same thing was going to prove true with Joey the Anime Man. So I'm watching his video and he's talking about how he has taken a break with anime. And it's one of those things that we always tell ourselves, like, I've had this conversation thousands of times back in the day. How long do you see yourself as being an anime fan? Ooh, I'm going to be an anime fan until I'm 90 years old. I am never going to stop being an anime fan. I'm going to love anime to the day I die, dang it. You know, this is my rock, and upon this rock, I shall stand. That sort of thing. We tell ourselves that. We tell ourselves that anime is not just something for the youth. It's for all ages. We're never going to get too old for it. But I think it happens sometimes. I think it happens more often than we would like to acknowledge. And I think it happens to us at different times in our lives, depending on what we have going on. Since I've shifted to being more of a gamer, a gaming channel, anime has certainly taken a massive backseat. I mean, because my time is finite, I don't have all the time in the world to just sit and watch anime and keep up with every nuance of everything that's going on. I mean, every season there's more anime, and then I have to try to remember what studio made this anime, what voice actor is voicing who, even though I don't really watch dubs, who's saying what, who's reviewing what, what's popular, what's trending. So many notes. I'm drowning in notes. So if I tried to juggle gaming and anime at the same time, I feel like I would lose my mind. And that's one of the reasons why anime always ended up taking a back seat. Even right now, there are shows that are airing that I have yet to watch, like Goblin Slayer Season 2 and Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. These are shows that are must watches for me. And I haven't even cracked open the first episode of these new seasons yet. I guess I'm going to wait for them to build up a little bit, and then I'll polish them off in one big go. But needless to say, I wanted to see if there was a correlation with my particular anime burnout and Joey's anime burnout. And surprisingly, I feel like there was a lot of similarity there. You know, when you have as much to do as Joey the Anime Man does, and you have so many irons in the fire, finding time to keep up with everything that's going on, A, is very hard, and then B, and this is where I want to sort of nitpick the anime industry a little bit. They have a notorious habit of recycling the same ideas over and over again, from isekai to sports-themed shows. There was a time there, not that long ago, where if it was a sports-centric anime, I could pretty much tell you the premise from episode 1, right? Episode 1 was going to have this person who transfers to a school, right? And they were, in their previous school, part of a sports club. And they were like the all-star. But then something happens. And then now they don't want anything to do with that sport anymore. They change schools. The school either A, doesn't have the sports program that the other school did, or they sign up and they don't let anybody know that they're good at this sport because they just want to focus on their school work. They don't want to have anything to do with the sport. But then someone finds out that they know how to play that particular sport, and they beg or coerce them into joining the sports club because they need an all-star to take them to nationals. Now, does that sound familiar? Because that's like, I just literally named the premise of like 3 sports titles. Okay, not baseball. And so these things constantly get recycled. And isekai is the worst at doing this. Isekai is my junk food, right? It's my jam. It's my personal jam. But oh my God, it can be so effing unoriginal at times. I'm not even kidding. It can be so unoriginal. In one week span, I was catching up on some anime. There was a manga and an anime, and I think another one that all had to do with cooking. In another world. I can't wait to see what they come up with the next. You know, plumbing in another world. Cake decorating in another world. I was a master cake decorator in another world, and I saved the kingdom because I baked a birthday cake for the emperor. I don't know. It's gotten kind of ridiculous, and I acknowledge that fact, even though I still watch them whenever I can. But I think for people like us who aren't focused so much on anime, if we didn't have to watch them, I think our lives would be a lot better. So I can sort of see where Joey the Anime Man is coming from on this front, you know, where it's going to take like a revolutionary, groundbreaking anime, and there's just not enough of those anymore. At this point, I feel like if I went back to dedicating my channel to making anime, and I can't speak for Joey, and I can't speak for any of the other anime content creators, but I feel like if I was to go back, like if gaming just suddenly didn't work, I would become a tech channel. I would literally become a channel that talked about technology or how to be a live streamer. Tips and tricks on setting up your stream. I swear I wouldn't go back to being a dedicated anime channel. Now, I still like talking about anime, but I'm just saying, I'm being real here. Because I would feel like for every standout anime, there would be 5, maybe 6 that I would be talking about where I would just be going through the motions for the sake of trying to get on YouTube's algorithm because it was popular, not because I actually seriously cared about the show. And I can say that about anything, whether it's a movie or a music interest. But I think for anime, for me, it would be just going through the motions. And that's where I felt like I was at the time that the whole upset happened and I shifted away. And I think that the whole YouTube's problem that they had back in 2019 with the what was it, the FTC, I feel like that came at the right time, actually. That was the push that I needed to shift gears. If I had known half of the things that I had known 10 years ago, my God, they're right. When they say it takes about 5 to 10 years for you to wrap your head around how YouTube works, they're not joking. I feel like if I had known how to make videos and how to properly use descriptions and thumbnails and all of that stuff 10 years ago, it would have been so much better. Maybe I'm just a really slow learner. I don't know what I would have done if I had hit some sort of fame after just 2 years on YouTube, I probably wouldn't have been able to have handled it. It would have gone to my head, and I would have probably ended up blowing my whole channel to smithereens. But I have been seeing more and more streamers, not streamers. I've been seeing more and more content creators moving away from anime lately. And Joey's just the next, I don't want to say victim. Anime didn't hurt him that I'm aware of. But he's just the next content creator to sort of move away from it. Now, let me just say this. We also say we're going to do something, but then we come right back to it, right? For example, take PewDiePie. Moves to Japan, and he's like, I'm more or less retired. But then the dude just keeps making videos. So what does that mean? And I feel like that's kind of where we are. Maybe we're all just sort of playing the hypocrite here. I say I'm done making anime videos, and then I make a video talking about Funimation, and then I make a manga discussion video. Joey says he's probably done making anime content, and then the next thing you know, he's probably going to make a video talking about something to do with anime. It's inevitable. I think anime is in our blood, and we're just going to continue to do it. But I think it's just going to be at our own leisure at this point, not because the algorithm demands it. And I respect that. And that's sort of what the podcast is going to be about. If I talk about anime on the podcast, it's going to be because I want to, not because I feel like the algorithm demands it. You know, I already have in mind what the next podcast topic is going to be about. All well and good, because it's based on something that's really popular with the channel right now. But that's not why I'm making the podcast episode. I'm not making the next podcast episode to cash in on the popularity of one of my videos, which I'm probably stupid for not doing that. But I felt like the conversation to be had around that topic was more fitting in a podcast format. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm really struggling here to make sure that all of this makes sense. So the goal here with the podcast is the same as it's always been. It's to talk about things of a pop culture nature and sort of roll all of that into one conversation. Wherever the conversation leads, that's where the podcast is going to sort of follow. And if that happens to be anime, all well and good. If it happens to be manga, all well and good. If it happens to be video games, even better, because that's what the channel is about. And yeah, I want to talk about the Starfield video that I made, the most recent video. That's going to be coming up soon. Because that one has me sort of scratching my head a little bit. And the way that content is delivered. I feel like a lot of people want a dramatic video versus a positive video. Maybe it's because negativity sells, you know, like right now today, if I made a video taking the most popular anime or the most popular video game, and I sat down and I made a video just absolutely dogging it, just throwing it under the bus and just trash talking it, right? I feel like that video would do infinitely better than a video where I sat down and was like, so guys, this is like the greatest thing I've ever played. You so gotta play this thing. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Because I don't feel like people, honestly, maybe it's a subconscious thing. I don't feel like they want to hear the good things about something. I think they want to know what's wrong with it first. Maybe that's just human nature, you know. Oh, you're selling me this thing for $5? What's wrong with it? Why are you only selling it for $5? That sort of thing. I feel like that's the forefront of content creation lately. That if we're not just smacking something down, nobody's going to give a crap about it. And that's sort of disturbing, because I feel like that there's pros and cons to everything. Even the worst things have some positive aspects to them. But based on the feedback, one negative can destroy an infinite amount of positives. And that's just so messed up. But such is the nature of the YouTube comment section. Anyway, where was I at? Thanksgiving. So, hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I'm coming back around to that. No, there's no Thanksgiving anime. I'm sorry. I maybe could make one. If I ever had the money, I would make a Thanksgiving anime. I would literally tell the story of the Pilgrims. I would tell the story of the Pilgrims with Catgirls, animated Catgirls. You know, John Smith would be a Catgirl. They would just all be Catgirls. The turkeys would be Catgirls. And they would just have a feast. It would be great. The end. There you go. That's my pitch. Make it happen. Anyway, hope that you guys enjoy the podcast, and I hope that you look forward to some of the topics that I'm going to be having. If you've got any suggestions on future topics, then by all means, you can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up in the comment section of my videos here. And you can definitely hit me up on Discord. You can make some suggestions there. There's links to all of that stuff. Anyway, I know this is kind of a little bit of a short one, but I just sort of wanted to, you know, get this out there and get this video done. I don't know that I'm going to continue to go in the direction. I don't want to, how do I put this? I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and if it happens to be anime, it happens to be anime, and if it happens to be manga, it happens to be manga. And I feel like the podcast version is going to be more of a well-rounded place for those conversations to happen, rather than confusing my viewers who are already confused with random videos talking about the latest news and information on a video game, and then suddenly there's something talking about an anime. That's kind of jarring. I feel like at this point, the gaming industry and the anime industry have sort of pulled away from one another, where those conversations don't necessarily correlate too well on the same channel. So I would either have to have a totally different channel where I would occasionally talk about the smattering of anime and manga discussions that are going to happen, or I'm going to have to put them in a completely different format. And I think that that's what the podcast should be about. You know, everything under the sun and anime. There we go. That should be the tagline right there. Everything under the sun and anime with Catgirls. So anyway, guys, I hope that you like the new setup, the new podcast decorum. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed the first podcast for the Neko BB Cafe. Neko BB means cat ears, for those of you that didn't know. So welcome, and look forward to more, and happy late Thanksgiving. So like and subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one.